Folks, one of my favorite things to do on this channel is to cover fighting game characters that are a little bit different from the norm, the characters with really unique mechanics and moves and systems built into them. And so today, we're going the extra mile and we are finding the most unique fighting game characters that I have personally seen. So I'm not going to be including anyone who I've already made a video about. This is only fresh stuff. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the video and maybe learn something from it. So I would really appreciate it if you do like the video. Hitting the like button helps me out a lot, gets the video shown to more people, and if you could subscribe if you haven't already, that helps me out as well, and that'll make sure you don't miss any of my uploads, as well as some of my community posts. I don't know if you guys have seen, I've been posting fighting game trivia in the community tab, so if you subscribe, that'll show up on your YouTube homepage, and you can take part in our little trivia game that we have going. But with that, what do you say we jump into the list of the most unique fighting game characters of all time? Alright, the first game we're going to be looking at here is Skullgirls. This game has a lot of unique characters, but the one in particular I wanted to look at is Ms. Fortune. So Ms. Fortune, she's a pretty standard Skullgirls fighter at first. You know, she's got the air dash, the double jump for some good mobility. She's got a Rekka, similar to like Fei Long or something like that. But her gimmick comes in when you throw her head. So she can remove her head from her body. And now she essentially becomes a puppet character where the head is her puppet. Wherever it is on screen, you can have it attack the opponent. All of a sudden your heavy punch button becomes your head attack button. So you can do all kinds of stuff like sliding along the ground. You can make the head sneeze and hit the opponent out of the air. You can have the head bite them and hit them with a hit grab. And of course, by holding the heavy punch button and moving the control stick, you can move the head around screen wherever you need it to go. So you can, you know, set up your sandwich combos where you put the head on one side and you stand on the other side so that you can extend things and keep things going. So it's a really fun mechanic to deal with. But not only is she this puppet character where, you know, you're gonna have to deal with spacing the puppet, you're gonna be weaving the puppet head's attacks in with your attacks, but she's also a stance character because the way that she plays changes depending on whether she has the head or not. So the most obvious difference is you don't have access to any of your heavy punch buttons. So, you know, you can call the head back to you, and now you have these really long range and powerful heavy punch normals. Some of her best moves involve the heavy punch button. So it is a downgrade for sure, losing access to those. She also gets some various buffs to her moves when she has the head on. So for example, her Dragon Punch is going to be completely invincible when she has the head on. But without the head on, it is going to lose this property. So all of a sudden, defensively, she's a little bit weaker without the head on. Her super is also buffed with the head on. You can see it causes a sliding knockdown, which is going to give you ample opportunity to mix the opponent up when they're waking up. But without the head on, it just does a launch up into a normal knockdown that they're going to be able to tech out of. So her super is a lot more strong when she has the head. And also, the throwing of the head itself is a pretty powerful move. As you can see, it will stagger the opponent so you get a free combo off it. And that's something you're only going to have access to when you have the head on. So what I really like about this character is there's a lot of decision making involved. There's a lot of complexity that comes with the fact that you kind of have these two modes to play in. And depending on your play style, you can decide, okay, am I always going to play this as like a puppet character where I'm focusing a lot on the head and that's mainly what I'm paying attention to? Or am I going to play her as more of a standard rushdown mix-up character with some really good moves, some good mix-ups and okizeme that she can go for? It's up to you. So I like the open-ended nature of the character, as with a lot of characters in Skullgirls. I think they did a great job of making something really unique and cool. So if you haven't played the game, I recommend checking out and give Ms. Fortune a try. Alright, next up, this is another game that is very near and dear to my heart. It's Tatsunoko versus Capcom. It's another team game, similar to Skullgirls, but there is a very unique type of character in this game that has actually never been present in any other game in the Capcom versus series, and that's going to be the Giants. So, you know, you can pick any normal set of two characters, or you can pick a giant, which actually takes up both character slots, and as the name implies, they're giant. So they fill up the whole screen, as you're about to see. I mean, this guy's an absolute unit. he makes the other characters look completely tiny. So this is PTX 40A. I would say this is definitely the more unique of the two giants. The other one, Gold Lightan, is pretty much just like a close range brawler type. But PTX is very unique and cool. So let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. He's huge. As you can see, he is a giant. He fills up the whole screen. He's got a massive life bar. So attacks from the opponent are going to do a very small amount to him. He essentially has 2 characters worth of life. So the opponents are going to have to deal a huge amount of damage to kill him. He also has permanent super armor. So you can see, even if the opponent is attacking me, I can always just fight my way through. He actually cannot combo me or put me in hit stun or anything like that. So that is a very strong advantage that the giants have. But as for disadvantages that come with playing a giant, well, there's quite a few. Obviously, you can't call assists. You can't tag out to recover your HP because there's no one to tag to. And if we just look at the movement of these characters, like the walk speed, even the dash speed is very, very slow. Giants cannot wave dash. They can't crouch cancel their dash. They can't double jump. And also, if we look at just the inputs over here, like pay attention to how long the gap is between me pressing the button and the button connecting. It's really long, right? And the same with jumping. Like you can see I press jump and then like a full second later he actually leaves the ground because he's so big and bulky. So obviously playing a giant comes with a lot of disadvantages, but PTX has actually had pretty strong success in tournaments despite all this. So why is that? So PTX, he does have a handful of really solid moves. So like his down heavy is going to be a low, and utilizing the Baroque system in the game, he can deal a large amount of damage off this as well. His jump heavy hits overhead, and you can see you can do this very, very low to the ground. So this is a largely unseeable high-low mix, and again, off the air one, you can Baroque and double up the damage that way and get a lot of extra damage. So his mix is not bad, but let's talk about his unique mechanic that really sets the character apart, which is the weapon system. So you can see PTX has 2 guns, one on each shoulder. Quarter circle forward is going to control the right shoulder, and quarter circle back is going to control the left shoulder. So, you know, you can use these guns until they fall out of ammo, and then they're going to fall off and you have to get a new gun. And these are actually randomly generated. When you get a new gun, it has a percentage chance to be a shotgun, a machine gun, or what you really are hoping for is a missile. So let's see if I can get one of those. All right, we got a missile, a bazooka, if you will, an RPG. And the thing about these is they're actually unblockable. So you only get 1 shot with it, but it is unblockable, which is a pretty powerful thing to have. And actually, you always start the round with 1 machine gun and 1 missile. So if I just hit restart here, you can see we always start with a missile there. So that is very, very useful because there's another setup that you can do that is really important for this character. So you can do really fun stuff like this. If you get a hit in the corner, you can do a really damaging combo into the super. They're going to stand up and be forced to block the unblockable missiles that you start the round with. Then you fire this special set of missiles. These are blockable, but you can use that opportunity to set up the high-low mix that I was talking about and probably kill a character essentially off of 1 touch. So PTX is really amazing because of stuff like that. You know, after you do this big setup, you are going to be forced to reload with some weapons. But look, we just got lucky again and got another missile launcher. So if we wanted to, we could do this setup one more time with the unblockable missile. So very, very cool stuff. And again, like I said, even though PTX on paper is not that great of a character, he is so slow. His special moves are really janky to use, but he can do really insane damage, and in the right hands, he can be really tricky and hard to deal with as well. So PTX, a really, really cool character, and, you know, Capcom, please release this game with rollback, please. Wouldn't it be so amazing to get a chance to try some of these wacky characters that never came back in another game? PTX is so cool, man. All right, I'll stop complaining about this game not ever getting re-released, but it would be nice, right? Let me know in the comments. Do you want this game to come back? Okay, let's go to the 3rd character. All right, for our last pick here, I want to talk about Gargos in Killer Instinct. So Gargos, in a lot of ways, similar to PTX, he kind of feels like a boss character. Like, look at the size, man. He takes up the whole screen, and he's a very mobile character. He has multiple jumps in the air, almost similar to like Kirby or something in Smash Brothers. You never see this kind of thing in a 2D fighting game, so I love that. You know, he can swoop in the air as well. He's got a few different moves that let him fly around and approach from different angles. He also has this portal mechanic. This is probably like his core thing, is that he can summon portals, and you know, he can punch you through the portals, so that's pretty nice. He can grab you and then take you through the portal to damage you. But the coolest thing that you can do with these portals is you can actually bring minions out of them. So you can summon these little guys, and they're just gonna help you out. They're just gonna wander around kind of auto-attacking the opponent. You can also control what these minions do. So quarter circle back light kick means that the minion's gonna stick close to you, kind of be your bodyguard. Quarter circle back medium kick is gonna, you know, make the minion walk towards the opponent and attack them. And then quarter circle back heavy kick is going to make it kind of do its active attack here. So each one of these you want to summon is going to cost you 1 shadow meter, and you can actually summon multiple out here. So I can have both minions just running around doing their thing, teaming up on the opponent with me, and you know, I can activate both their special moves at once here. So that's pretty fun. So basically you have this whole team going, and you can really control and dominate neutral, because the opponent not only is going to be trying to hit you, but they're going to want to hit the minions as well, because the minions do have life. If they get hit too many times, they'll go away and you'll be forced to summon them again. But in general, this is just a really overpowered mechanic and leads to Gargos being a really strong character. His weaknesses, though, you know, his defense isn't that good. He doesn't have an invincible reversal or anything like that, other than his instinct. So he can be a little bit weak when he gets knocked down, but his mix-up, because he has a command throw, because he has so much mobility as well, and because he has these minions to help him control the stage, he is an insanely fun character. So yeah, I would like to see KI come back, man. Why have they been holding out on us? Come on, Microsoft. I think it's time to free KI so we can get more really unique and cool characters like Gargos to come back, even if he is a bit hated because he's really hard to fight, but he's also really unique and cool at the same time. So I think it's about time to end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it informative. If you did, once again, if you could hit the like and subscribe, it really helps me out a huge amount. And yeah, I don't want you guys to miss any of my videos coming up, because I got some good ones coming down the pipe, so hopefully you guys can catch those. But with that, I think we're gonna call it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what characters you think should be on a future list like this. And with that, we're gonna end the video. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.